Hey guys, it's Ethan. I missed my upload last week because I was on vacation with my family, but I will be getting back to my regular upload schedule shortly. Um, Today I want to talk about another aspect of internet culture, another community, like I did with my past couple videos. I want to talk about the controlled webcam phenomenon that's becoming a pretty big deal on Reddit right now. It's not one of the most popular subreddits or communities, but it's definitely blowing up and I find it really interesting. It's actually captivated more than 36,000 Redditors right now, and it's getting more viewers every day. So, I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about a specific celebrity, the only celebrity in that community right now. Before I delve into the subject of this video, the Stavanger Stoner, and how he captivated this community, who he is, etc., I want to talk about what the community is, and how I found it. So recently, I came across a subreddit called Controlled Webcams, which makes up the majority of this community. And it has over 36,000 subscribers, as I said before, which is a lot. But although it isn't a default subreddit or anything, it's definitely getting a lot more viewers and a lot more subscribers. And it's something that people are beginning to accept now as, you know, an okay hobby to be into and to be interested in. But basically, it's a place where people can hack into random webcams, and then they post links to the live stream from the cameras around the world. And it's not specific people. It's not like you're watching some teenage girl undressed in front of the camera. You know, it's not like you're hunting for somebody specific. You just find whatever it is. You know, it could be a security camera in a restaurant, a gas station, usually things like that. But it's like being able to go anywhere in the world at any time, really, and check in and just watch what's going on. It's almost like being God, and that's what I find interesting about it. See, most of these live streams do not have individual followings. The few that do are just because, you know, particularly weird environments or places where people just want to check in and try to figure out what's going on. House cams do get kind of a lot of viewers because people like to watch other people. It's just a fact. And, you know, there's always the hope that you'll catch somebody masturbating. It's just that kind of thing. But this person was different. This was the Stavanger Stoner. About a month ago, on that subreddit, a link was posted called Guy Getting High and Girl with Cards Close to Camera. And that was what started a mass following of this person that lasted for, it's still going now actually, and eventually sparking his own subreddit, where people could exchange theories about who he was and whether he knew that we were watching him. We called him the Stavanger Stoner because upon tracking his IP, we found out that he lived in Stavanger, Norway. And, you know, just hearing about this guy, he doesn't sound very interesting. But watching him live his life really is. It's almost addicting. Every day he gets up, sleeps at random times of the day, and sits in front of his computer for more than 10 hours at a time. He smokes a lot of pot and masturbates, sometimes more than 3 times a day. And it's just interesting to watch him. Because he represents all the types of people that the media does not want to show you or focus on TV, or even acknowledge that they exist. This is the kind of person who his parents kind of pretend they never had him. He got his own subreddit about a couple days, maybe a week later after the initial link was posted, and he had more than 100 people watching him every day. And people would, you know, exchange theories on whether or not he knew that we were watching him, but eventually that was revealed when somebody tracked his IP, found him on Facebook, and messaged him telling him that there's a couple hundred people watching you masturbate and smoke pot every day. So he freaked out and he turned it off for a little while, but he ended up being cool about it, and he got on the subreddit and would answer questions in the live chat. And he actually kept it up for a couple days. And he still checks in once in a while. He still turns it on, just for the sake of us. I guess he likes entertaining us, even though he doesn't really do anything particularly special in his everyday life. And the question is that I want to talk about here is, why were people so interested in watching him? And the answer, in my opinion, which nobody really talked about the question on the subreddit, nobody really questioned themselves, why are we watching this guy? Because the answer was that he broke all expectations for how people are supposed to exist and live. He was a very unique guy, and he still probably is, but you had to wonder about his story, you know, where he went to school, what his childhood was like. You have to wonder, how he keeps up this life and why he lives it. Because he breaks all the expectations that adults have for you when you grow up. You know, how old you're supposed to live, what kind of job you're supposed to have, how old you're supposed to be when you get a job, how long you're supposed to go to school, how you're supposed to groom yourself, how often you're supposed to masturbate on a daily basis, things like that. He broke all of them. And I feel like a lot of us liked watching him because he did all the things that we were too scared to really do ourselves in fear of being judged. Or in fear of the consequences, naturally, because I really have no idea how he keeps up his lifestyle. My theory is that the reason why so many people like to log on every day and watch this guy is because we get a lot of pleasure out of watching him make decisions that people tell us are bad. Because if we don't see anybody else doing them and having the consequences, then we don't see a reason to follow people's expectations for ourselves. We need to watch other people make bad decisions and do things that people don't want us to do, because otherwise we'd have no outlet and we'd end up doing these things ourselves. People almost grow off of watching others destroy themselves. And we get a lot of pleasure out of it. Even if it's not for our own gain, we just like watching it. It makes us feel a lot better about ourselves. And that's the reason why the entertainment industry makes so much money off of this kind of thing. Tragedies, reality TV shows, the Kardashians, all that stuff. It's at the core of the media. Because we need to see that. We need to see other people doing bad things. Or we'll end up being the ones doing it ourselves. When you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Anyway, that's about it for today. I'll upload again next Thursday, as I'll be getting back to a normal schedule. And I'll leave a link in the description to the live stream I'm talking about. Also, if he's not on, which he usually isn't these days, you can go on the subreddit, the Stavanger Stoner, and find out what he's been up to yourself. So, hope you guys like this video. Subscribe, and I'll see you next week.